Hi, art friends. I am going to make this as quick and painless as possible. I know you guys were unable to come to our PD last week, so I wanted to just talk through these slides so you knew what was going on. So you guys can feel free to email me and follow up with any questions if you have them. I'm just going to quickly discuss all of the things on this list. Some of them are maybe past due or obsolete at this point, so it'll go even faster, my explanation. First thing and probably most important is that you guys have a day off next week, so please take a look at this schedule and figure out which day is your day off. Dom's going to be sending out an email either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning to give you guys some more information on what to do on this day. Well, I mean, the gist of it is you don't have to do anything. You don't have to take attendance, none of that, but at least so you know what to tell your students. They're either going to report to the field house or the auditorium for a presentation for their class, and everything else has nothing to do with you, has no responsibilities that day. So enjoy your day off. Next thing, mini conferencing, which is probably already taking place in your advisory. Just an opportunity to talk to kids about what's going on this semester, how they're doing, a chance for them to reflect on their grades and other aspects of their life or their school life. Tailor the conferences to their needs. So if there's a kid who you definitely want to talk about grades, great. If there's a kid that's doing great in their classes and you want to talk to them about their goals after Leiden, that's what that time is for. While you're conferencing with your students, the rest of your class can be working on new science or updating their My Plan or working on things for other classes to make sure they're in a good spot to finish out the semester. The sheets that we gave the students to fill out, they can either keep them or you can file them away in those hanging file folders that stay in the bin in your advisory classroom. Either way, doesn't really matter. Next thing is the Jamboard that we created. So we have shifted from calendars to menus, and so if you've clicked on the menus, they look like this now. So they're a little bit shorter and more readable, which is what we were hoping for. There's some important information at the top. A lot of teachers have asked for a list of like, what do we have to do each month? So that's what that top section is for. And then here's all the links you need towards the bottom. At the very last row, you'll see this link to the Jamboard. And this is just a place for you guys to share ideas. So there's one for each grade level that's linked on your respective menus. This is not a place for feedback or reflection. It's just a place where advisors can share ideas they have for activities or discussion prompts or things that are working well in advisory or things that you're doing for your bucket list or freshman fun days that you think other people should know about too. So please use those to share ideas. And that's all I have to say about those Jamboards. On the topic of feedback, so we appreciate you guys filling out either that lesson feedback form or we did send out an optional circle lesson to junior and senior advisors to take some time to talk to your students and get some feedback, their thoughts on how it's going in advisory, and we got some great information. Some common themes we've heard throughout the semester, of course, is that students do not, and teachers do not like youth science. We know, we hear you. I can't say that it's going anywhere anytime soon. It is something that the counselors use, and we're going to keep using it, but we are problem solving and figuring out how we can make it a little bit more palatable and easier to manage in the future, for sure. The other common theme, we're hearing a lot of requests for field trips. Obviously, we can't do anything about field trips. Number one, even without COVID, it's a 35-minute period twice a week. So field trips for bucket list days and stuff like that, I wish, but probably not. However, we are, when advisory is up and running at full capacity and we're getting to do everything that we want to do, there are plans to have field trips, like, for example, to send all of the freshmen out on a college visit one day. West has been doing that for a couple of years, and so we'd like to implement something like that. Or for the upperclassmen, offering some sort of off-campus experience for kids that relates to their post-secondary plan. We're definitely going to continue to work on creating time and space for workshops and guest speakers, especially for our juniors and seniors. This year we're starting very small just because we need to keep it manageable, and we weren't sure with COVID restrictions how much we would be able to do. but these are things that are going to ramp up as we move forward. Some changes for semester 2. I think the big one is just the format of how we deliver information to you guys, which is using those menus. And then as far as the lessons go, we are trying to scale back as much as possible. We know that per the union and contractually and the advisory planning committee, that there has to be minute-to-minute ready to go lesson plans, but we are going to try and pare things down a little bit. People have said it's hard to get through everything in 35 minutes. So just a reminder that you don't have to get through everything. It's a lesson that's there for you. You can throw it in the garbage if you want and just have a conversation about whatever it is that's the topic for the day, or choose your own adventure. But just so you know, we are going to be scaling back so that people don't feel so much pressure to get so much done in a short amount of time. Post-secondary passport, I think at this point everybody has them in their possession. A couple of things. Again, the post-secondary passport was created and designed and ready to go in a situation where COVID did not exist, or in a world where COVID did not exist. So we are not going to be using them to their full capacity this year, but they are referenced in the lessons where it says have students go to this section of their passport and fill this part out. So please still follow the lessons and have kids open to that page in the passport when the lesson refers to it. But also in the passport, it refers to ECRIS, which is just a data management system that the district uses to help get a better understanding of what our kids are doing and what their post-secondary plans are. So if kids want to enter data in ECRIS so that they can have a better idea of their post-secondary plan, or so the district can, we will have a lesson second semester that takes them through how to do it. It's super easy, but it's not a big deal if that doesn't happen. So you can totally disregard anything that says ECRIS in the post-secondary passport. Again, please make sure that those passports are stored in your classroom in that advisory bin. We only have enough for one passport per student. We do not have any extras. So if they lose it, there's no replacement. If you are a West teacher and you have not picked up your passport yet, please send students down or a mentor down to 067 to pick them up. We took some time last week to do a December preview, so you should have access to these slides. I will email them out as soon as I'm done recording this video, so you have them. But again, all of the menus for December and the calendars, if you're still using the calendars, which you originally put into Schoology back in August during our Institute Day, they're all there for you. Starting in January, the calendars are going away. So there's going to be a teacher menu and a student menu that looks like the format that I just showed you a few minutes ago, and we'll spend some time on Institute Day, January 5th, getting that all set up in Schoology. So we will have some time built into our agenda on January 5th to do just that, to set up Schoology and to give you some more updates. So don't worry about that. If you want to use the December menus, these links right now, and you want your students to have access to them in Schoology, and you're not sure how to do that, just let me know and we can talk you through it. Student bulletin. So we are getting a lot of requests, sometimes last minute, to add announcements in advisory, and advisors are getting a little upset because it's taking away from the lesson plan or the sequence, or it's taking up all of their time. And so instead, we are just encouraging advisors to encourage their students to go check out the student bulletin on the website. That should be in your Schoology course at this point. Encourage them to do it on their own time, or skip the opening each day and instead go to the student bulletin with your students and talk about what's going on in the district. As you guys know, many of you are involved in it. There's lots of wonderful events happening in December, especially in fine arts. So we want to make sure that the students know what's going on. But from this point forward, if any club sponsors or coaches or any person in the building wants an announcement made in advisory, we are directing them to add that information to the student bulletin or the video announcements, and then we will encourage advisors just to go there instead. The EOS is the last thing that we talked about on December 1st, which at this point is old news. You should have done this already, so you can just disregard. And that's all I have. So if you have any questions, please reach out via email, and I will be happy to answer anything that you might need to know. Thanks, guys. Bye.